Good morning, grade 10s. Give me those green check marks in Blackboard, please, so that we can get started. Oh, Caitlin, with enthusiasm. I love it. Perfect. So, yeah, you guys, I listened in on what Miss Wood was telling you about foods. And you guys are going to love that course. It's awesome. It's so fun. And yeah, the Tower Garden, you guys feel free to use whatever you wish, whenever you want. Really, that's why we got the Tower Garden, was for you guys, for your use, right? But I think Miss Wood is right. The tomatoes, you guys, who planted the tomatoes? Maybe I'll just throw them under the bus. No, I'm just kidding. No, the tomatoes are like completely dying, you guys. I'm thinking that we're gonna have to just check them. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to check them. And then we will put, I love Miss Wood's idea. If you guys wanna put some more herbs in there, or we can put some different type of lettuce, because the lettuce is like crazy, grows like crazy. So whatever you guys decide, and I can go get the plants, right? We don't have to do it from seeds. We can do it from plants, and then that way they'll like already be starting, right? Oh, Caitlin, we'll have to, I'll take a picture of it and maybe I'll post it. You know what? Okay, so yeah, Caitlin, I'll get Miss Wood to take a picture and post it in the foods course for you to take a look at. It's basically an aeroponic vertical tower that grows food, is what it is. So it's super cool. You know what? Funny, Angelina, that you say that. We don't need to. We've got cucumbers growing. Yeah, we've got some cucumbers growing already. They're super tiny. They look like teeny tiny little pickles, but they're growing. So I don't know if, like I know I've seen some spiders on the tower, whether they've cross-pollinated the flowers, or how many we're gonna get. I have no idea, to be honest. But the cucumbers are growing like crazy as well. Like the actual plant is growing like crazy. I shouldn't say like the flowering and the fruit aspect is a little bit slow. The peppers look really good. Still haven't even flowered. So I don't know what's going on there. I know peppers take a very, very long time to grow though. So we'll see. But I'm thinking we're just gonna trash the tomatoes. They're looking a little sad. Yeah, a little sad. But the lettuce and the basil looks amazing. Yeah, so that is the Tower Garden, you guys. The other thing I wanted to mention actually before we get started, and I should actually put this on the calendar right now. Just let me head back. I didn't open up the homeroom, you guys, to go over anything. So let me just go in here for a second, because we're already in February, you guys. I can't even believe it. Okay, so you've got badminton tomorrow, right? Oh, see, Christiana, you need your dad to come talk to me, right? Get a Tower Garden. Yeah. Oh, Belle, if you're not seeing, yeah. Yeah. Belle might have to just log out of the live classroom if you can't see or hear me, because it sounds like everyone else is doing just fine. So you guys have badminton tomorrow if you've signed up, okay? Make sure you do that. Coming up though on the 14th, and I'm not gonna put it quite into the calendar yet because I need to do the just some leg work. But what we're gonna do, you guys, and I think it's on the 14th, I'm thinking, is we're gonna do a tour of the library here downtown. So I want you guys to come. It's gonna be in the afternoon, so we're still gonna have class in the morning, and then we're gonna head to the library. How many of you guys actually have library cards already? Can you give me a green check mark? Just so I can see. Most of you already have library cards. Okay, some of you don't though. Good. Awesome. Then Caitlin, Emily, this is your chance. So I'm going to be sending out an email, you guys. Be on the lookout for it, along with a little bit of paperwork that you can use to get you ready for the library. I believe it's on the 14th is when we're going, Christiana. I don't know for sure. That's why I said just keep on the lookout for the email. So we're going to go to the library, and what we're going to do, we're going to do a tour. And I'm hoping, because it's a nice little timing, is that they're gonna show you guys how to do some search, right? How to search different aspects of the library, which is perfect because you're gonna need that information for your Heritage Fair projects, right? So that's why I thought this was good timing. So, yeah, you can totally use your Mom Alexis, or if you want your own, I'm going to give you a chance. You can sign up for your own library card, right? So, you'll see more information about that coming out in the next couple of days. Yes, Caitlin, there is a theme. The theme is very, very broad. Okay, don't get me wrong. Basically, it has to do, as long as you have some sort of Canadian connection within your project, you are good to go. Okay, and we'll get way deeper into it. We'll get deeper into it when the time comes closer. Yeah, so Caitlin, it's going to be just like last time. Yeah, just like last time. Belle, absolutely. You can totally partner up again, you guys. Whether you want to do it with somebody else from class, whether you want to do it with someone from grade 9, totally fine. Yeah, Caitlin, you guys, this was fantastic last year. Yeah. Heritage Fair Alexis is, think of it this way, this is how I always explain it. Heritage Fair is like a science fair, but for social studies. Oh, yes, Emily. That always happens, right? Yeah, and Caitlin, I remember that actually, that you guys did that Highway of Tears project, right? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, yeah, Angelina, yeah. So while we're on the topic then, you guys, just because you're quite into this, what do you mean that you, oh, what do you mean that you don't want to? You don't want to go to regionals again, Belle? Come on, you guys did so great last time. What I wanted to say was, yeah, maybe those of you guys that actually, Caitlin, that if you, oh yes, that's what I'm hoping too, Belle. So, make sure too, you guys, that if those of you that did participate in the regional fair last year, make sure you guys even share your thoughts here right now. I'd love to hear what you actually thought around your regional, like when you went to the Laurel Packing House, right? Caitlin, we invited you, didn't we? And then you guys decided not to come. It was good enough. You and Caitlin, yeah. You were one of the 10 projects selected, and then you decided not to come. Oh, I've got the wrong Caitlin coming up. Oh, I got the wrong, I'm thinking Caitlin T. That's what it was. Yeah. Yes, Belle, good. No, sorry. I was thinking you were Caitlin T. That's what I thought, Caitlin. Because Caitlin T was invited to come, and then her and Caitlin C didn't. There were way too many Caitlins last year. Yeah, Belle, some great advice, right? Yeah, and really when you look at the other projects, right? When you looked at the other projects, right? Angelina went last year. Belle went last year, you guys. Bryn, were you there? I'm trying to think if Bryn was there. I can't remember. Yeah, Bryn was there. I think everybody else was from a different grade. Yeah. So when you walk around and look at even the other projects, right, you could tell like some of those, and it runs you guys from grades like 4 to grade 10, right? So a lot of those like little ones, they love to dress up and be part of their projects. Yeah, it was good. Okay, so let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, because I have a lot of stuff that I want to go through today. So last class, you guys, I have to be honest. Dean, we haven't really set a specific date yet, okay? So I will let you know well in advance of what's going on with Heritage Fair. All right. Last day, you guys, I was blown away by your I can statements that you guys came up with. Those were fantastic. And we're going to revisit them, okay? Remember, we ran out of time, so we need to finish off. Okay, so the nitty gritty of I can statements. The first thing that we're going to do is hopefully, cross your fingers, you remember who your partner is from last day. Okay, now it looks like nobody's on their phone today, which is fantastic. But I know that Jess, Caitlin, and Dean, you guys were together, right? And if you don't mind, you guys could still stay in the main room and chat, just because then I don't have to worry about getting you guys into a breakout room and stuff, okay? So I can tell you, I did go back and actually figure it out, okay? So I know Angelina and Bryn, you guys were partners. Paige and Belle, you guys were partners. Caitlin T, Dean and Jess were partners. Emily and Hallie. Now, I don't think Hallie's here this morning. All right. So give me a second, Emily. Caitlin P and Cassie. Okay, you guys are together. Sean P and Alexis. So that partner's good to go. Jocelyn and Alyssa. And I think Alyssa left. So there you go. So Jocelyn and Emily, you guys can repartner up. Okay. Now, this is who I didn't know. Kaylin, who were you partnered with? Do you remember? And then, yeah, so Kaylin, just let me know who you were partnered with. And were Lindsay and Christiana, were you guys together? Okay, so let's do this because Slade's not here as I throw my pencil at the screen. Let's do this. Yeah, Lindsay, from last class, not yesterday. Yeah, from last socials class. So I've still got, let's do this then, okay? Because Slade left, he's no longer here. And Hallie's not here today, so Jocelyn and Alyssa wasn't here. So Jocelyn and Emily are going to go together. Sorry, guys, I had this all written out, so I just want to make sure that we've got partners good to go here. So we've got another group of 3 then. So you know what I'll do, you guys, is I actually will make 2 breakout rooms and put Dean, Caitlin, and Jess in one, and then I'm going to put Kaylin, Lindsay, and Christiana in another breakout room. And you guys can just share your I can statements. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Now, you're going to review your I can statements from last day. And I really want you to go back, because now when you reread them, you're going to be like, maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe I need to reword this. Maybe I need to add something. Okay? Yeah, I could do that too, Belle. I'm just thinking, maybe that might be easier. Maybe you're right, Belle. All right. You know what? Let's do that. Okay, Lindsay and Christiana, you guys are going to go together. Okay. And then Kaylin, you and can you and Jessica go together? Okay, so Kaylin and Jessica are going to go together. And then you're just going to review. Then what we're going to do is we're going to, I know, Belle is always right, hey? Darn it. Okay. No. We're going to do that next, Christiana. We're going to get into groups of 4 after. But I want you guys to make sure that so in your groups of 2, you're either revisiting your I can statements or you're going to be sharing your I can statements with your partner because they're going to be different, right? And maybe you guys can help each other out. Does it make sense? Do we need to reword something? Do we need to tweak something? Okay, so let's take 10 minutes to revisit our I can statements that we already did. If you don't have them, remember too that you submitted them to Moodle, so you can always go back to the assignment and look at your submission. Right, you guys? So let's take 10 minutes. Go ahead and get started. I'm transparent. Here I come. I'm coming. Oh no, I'm gone. There I am. All right, come on back, you guys. Finish up your conversations. Give me those green check marks in Blackboard just so I know. We like to switch stuff up sometimes, Cassie. Keep you on your toes, right? All right. Now, from your conversations, it looks like you guys played around with your wording a little bit, but most of you guys just went and really just reviewed those, right? Your I can statements. So now what we're going to do is I've created the breakout rooms, and I was smart this time and didn't make you guys go into them automatically. I'm going to now, between you and your partner you up with another partner. So you're going to have groups of 4 in a breakout room, and I want you to go over, either you can, I'll give you whiteboard privilege as well, you guys. I'll do that right now before I forget. And then you can either type out your I can statements onto the board, onto the whiteboard. You can type them into the chat, however you guys want to communicate with each other. And I want you to share, and you guys have to come up with 3 out of the group. So, because really now you should be looking at like 6, right? So you might find that, maybe 2 of them are super similar and we just need to combine them, or maybe there's 3 that stand out and you're like, yes, those are our 3, okay? So that's what we're gonna do next. So give me about 2 minutes here, you guys, and maybe we'll take 15 minutes to do that. We'll go for 15 minutes into our breakout rooms and share and see if we can come up with, this is what we're doing now. Sorry, I forgot to change our slide. Okay, then you need to come up with 3, okay? Then we're gonna present them to the, and then we're gonna end up presenting them to the class, all right? And as a class, because then by that time we'll be down, I think, to about 12 I can statements. So then we can come up with 3 as a class. We'll vote. We'll do our vote system with our dots. Okay? All right. So we're going to break you guys up. Like I said, I'm going to give you about 15 minutes. Okay? Yeah. So Jess, so this is what you're going to do. Present all of them. That's okay. You're going to present all of them. And you're just going to, Jess, you're just going to work through. You got to come down to 3. Okay, it might mean combining, might be like revising, whatever it is. As a group, you need to come up with 3. That's okay. Alexis, when you get into your breakout room, you'll have a blank board. All right? Okay, so here we go. Give me 2 seconds, you guys, to go through this so that I know what I'm doing. All right, here we go. All right. All right, you guys should all be in your breakout rooms now. You all have whiteboard privilege. You have 15 minutes to share your I can statements, either up on the board, in the chat, however you guys want to do it. And as a group, come to a consensus of your 3 I can statements. All right, go ahead and get started. Right. Just finish up your conversations. I don't want to kick you out of your rooms yet because I want to make sure that you guys have your 3 I can statements. So in your Blackboard rooms though, can everyone just give me a green check mark if you guys are ready to share your top 3 statements? Perfect. All right, so it looks like I said, so give me those. Okay, so room 2's ready to go. Room 1 looks like you might need a little bit more time. What about room 3, room 4? Cassie, Jess, how are you guys doing? Do you need more time? Alexis, Sean? Okay, so room 4 needs a bit more time. Room 3, Kaylin, Cassie, Jess, Caitlin, P. You guys need a bit more time, maybe it looks like. Okay, all right, so now the question becomes, how much more time? Let me just go into, I'm going to put myself into room 1. All right, how much more time, room 1? How much more time do you guys need? Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to put myself into room 3. How much more room, or how much more room? How much more time do you guys need? Kaylin? Caitlin? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Room 4. Room 4. Yeah, how much time do we need, Sean? What are you thinking? Okay, awesome. Everyone kind of said around the same amount of time, so that's amazing. So I'm going to head back to the main room. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 5 more minutes. Okay, you've got 5 more minutes. So go ahead, continue what you're discussing, and then we're going to come back and we're going to meet as a class to come up with our 3 final I can statements. All right? Go ahead, you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back now. I'm going to bring us back into the main room. So can you make sure that one person has copy and pasted over your guys' 3 I can statements as a group? Okay, because then we got to share them on the whiteboard when we get back to the main room. So either quickly copy and paste them over to a Word doc, or if you've already got them on a Word doc, fantastic. Okay. When you have your 3 I can statements copied somewhere else so that you're ready to put them onto the whiteboard, can your group just give me at least 1 green check mark, please? So that I know I can pull everyone back into the main room. Awesome. So it looks like room 2 is good, room 3 is good, room 4, room 1 is good. Okay, so I am going to pull everyone back into the main room. There we go. All right, everyone is now officially back. You will see that I've now made a complete white board on the main room. That one person now needs to copy and paste onto the whiteboard your 3 I can statements. Can you please make sure you put your 3 I can statements in a separate text box? So you should have 3 separate text boxes. All right, look, as I see someone just delete something. I want 3 separate ones just so we can see easily what we have, and it'll be easier to make the vote. Make sure you guys, when you're doing this, make sure, can you please put the size to at least like an 18, and then reconfigure your text box if you can so that we don't have to scroll, right? Like just make your text box bigger so we don't get those arrows. All right, so at least we can see it all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring that up onto the screen here so we can see it. Okay, so again, make sure that you do that, and then we should have roughly, because we had 4 groups, we should roughly have about 12 statements. Okay. Then what we're going to do, just as you guys are doing this, what we're going to do is we're going to take a vote, right? So each of you, and we don't have to do colors this time because it literally is going to go by how popular each one is. We're going to vote on which 3. So you're going to get 3 votes each, okay? You're going to put a dot by the ones that you like the best, okay? So they have to be 3 separate votes. You can't put all 3 for one statement, right? Perfect. Excellent. Looks like about half of them are up. Yeah. Okay, so keep going. Excellent. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take those 3 I can statements and really develop them. Because when I looked at your I can statements, you guys, they're amazing. They are super broad, okay? They're really big. So those, I'm thinking, are going to become almost like our whole year, right? I can statements. Then what we're going to do is take elements out of the 3 that we choose, and we're going to create some unit I can statements. Okay? Perfect. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like we got about 10 up there, so I think I'm waiting for a few more. So make sure you guys aren't overlapping. Make sure you move them, right? Make sure you move those text boxes so that they're not overlapping. I think I'm just waiting on one more. Or like 3, like one more group. Sorry, I just see Jess and Cassie. Is it your Jess and Cassie? Do you guys need to head back to your room to grab your I can statements? Yeah. What room? Cassie, I'll send you back, okay? What room were you in? Okay, here, Cassie, I'm going to send you back to room 3 so you can grab them, okay? Where are you? Here we go. Okay, there you go. So Cassie, once you grab them, just maybe give me a green check mark so I can bring you back out so you can put them onto the whiteboard. Okay? So I'll give you guys a few minutes. So while we're waiting for Cassie, you guys to grab those, take a look at these, right? Take a look at the ones that are up there right now. Start thinking about which ones you really like and which ones you could see yourself really delving into. Okay. Oh, good. She's got them. Okay, Cassie, I'm sending you back out. There you go. All right. So we'll just give Cassie a few seconds to put them up here. That's right, Caitlin. Perfect. So yeah, like I said, you guys really take a look at these, delve into them, and really think about the wording. That's the big thing when we're looking at these, okay? Because if this is how I'm going to assess you, okay, this is what you need to start thinking about before you vote, okay? Is it possible for Miss Ward to assess me on these statements? Okay. Or are they too vague, right? That sort of thing. So you need to remember, is it possible that I could showcase this I can statement somehow? Whether it's in a project, whether it's in a conversation, how am I going to showcase this I can statement? So you really need, for Miss Ward to assess me on this. Does the I can statement make sense? Okay. Perfect. All right, I think Cassie's almost done. Perfect. So now what we're going to do, just as Cassie's just finishing off her typing here, you guys, and Cassie, if you could make the font a little bit bigger, just so we can see it on the live screen as well, because it's super hard to read. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys, say, I don't know how much time you need, 2 minutes to do your 3 votes, because you've had some time now to really look them over, right? So I would say take 2 minutes, and you're going to put a dot. Make your dot very clear. Don't put a dot on someone else's dot, okay? Beside the 3, oh, okay, I'll see if I can do it, Cassie. Beside the 3 that you really like. Yeah, looks like I can do it. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to actually go back to and kind of just do this. So it makes there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, good, good. Thank you actually for mentioning that, Caitlin. Don't put the dots on the I can statements. Okay? Because then some people can't read them, right? So put them beside or, right? And make sure it's very clear which one you want. Okay? So let's take 2 minutes and go ahead and get started on that, you guys. Okay, wow, you guys were really spread out on this one. Okay, interesting. So this is what I'm seeing. This is, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like there's a couple with 5 votes. Okay, that are the ones that really stand out. Okay, so, and we can then, what I'd like to do is once we figure out what those ones are, then we can reword if need be. Okay, and we can, because a lot of these, you guys have a lot of the same feel to them, right? So even if you didn't vote for one, right, we can reword it to make it fit everybody's needs, okay? So the ones that I'm thinking that you guys kind of really like here, awesome. That would be awesome, Caitlin, thanks. I'm thinking the one up in the top right-hand corner, the I Can Study Current Events. That one looks pretty popular. That actually ended up with more. Then it looks like, yep, that one. And then the one with the black border, the one in the middle. Yes, those 3, you guys, okay, are the ones that I'm thinking stand out the most. Yes, your check mark isn't going to, it moves when you click. So those 3. But those are the 3. Now, so it's I can study current events to make me more aware of what's happening in the world today. Okay, I can obtain enough knowledge about social studies that I can teach others about the amazing historical events of our past. And then I can analyze the relationship between historical events, sorry guys, I'm blind, historical events, taking into consideration cause, effect, sequence, and connections. Right? I think that's right. So those are the 3 I want to focus on now. Okay? Those are I think our 3 ones that we kind of voted on. I love them. Now, I get to put in my sense now, okay? So what I want to do really quickly, you guys, just because I can't remember what the next step was. So we've decided, okay, this is what we're going to do, right? Now, I love those 3. Oh, I didn't want to go back. I just want to get out of this. I love those 3. Are we happy with the wording around this 3? Like let's look at the very first one. I can study current events to make me more aware of what is happening in the world today. Okay? How would I assess you on that? Because right now, what you're saying is I have to assess your studying. Right? Do you guys see what I'm saying? That's your do. Your do, that's your skill, is your studying. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So I can study current events to make me more aware of what's happening in the world today. All right? I'm not too sure if I love the concept of it. I love taking current events and making it applicable to what is happening today, right? Or what we should say is, because what you're saying is I can study current events to make me more aware of what's happening in the world today. Something like, because I'm thinking of what's happening in the world today. That is current events. Maybe that's what's confusing me about this statement. I can study current events to make me more aware of what's happening in the world today. So what I'm wondering is, do we want to, because why we study current events also though, there's just something in the wording, you guys, that I'm not quite jiving with here. I can study current events to make me more aware of what's happening in the world today. Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting it. So really it's all about studying current events to make us more active citizens, to make me socially aware of what's happening in the world, right? Is that kind of where we're going with this? So I think what I'm not, okay, good. Excellent. So what I want to get away from though is study. I don't know if I like the word study because that is a really hard one to assess. What skills do I have to teach you guys to study current events? Okay, yeah, I can teach you research skills. I can teach you, right, all those things. Absolutely. And we're going to be doing that for sure. I just don't know if study is the right one. So can we go back to opening up that, if we go back into the last assignment. Remember I gave you guys that verb sheet? This is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, right? And I know it's sideways. Caitlin, I will be going, sending out an email soon about this. Yeah, I'll be sending out an email about that soon. Oh, Jess K, I could analyze. I like that one. I like that one so much better. That's much deeper to me because now when we say I can analyze, now to me we're getting to a skill that is around historical thinking. Okay? When you have to analyze something, now we're talking about getting your critical thinking skills into something, right? Because we're comparing, we're contrasting, we're really digging deep into our learning. So I like that word a lot. So how do we feel? Yes. How do we feel about that statement? I can analyze current events to make me more aware of what is happening around me or what is happening in the world today. It's total, I don't mind that. Okay? Do we like that one? Still the same concept, right? Okay, awesome. Here we go. I need to write that down. So I can analyze current events to make me more aware of what is happening around me. Okay, I like that one. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, where's my next screen? Okay, I can obtain enough knowledge about social studies that I can teach others about the amazing historical events of the past. Okay, I like this one. I think there needs, yeah, we can drop amazing. I think that's a good start. Yes. Okay, I love the concept around teaching others because that really puts the onus back on you guys. And if you're going to know the information, I love that aspect. Okay, I love that aspect. It's putting your learning back on you because if you've got to teach others, that makes you more accountable for you learning about that, okay? Now, so we kind of have two I can statements built in there at the same time, right? Because it says I can obtain enough knowledge and I can teach others. So we either need to split or somehow make it into one I can statement. Okay, does that make sense? Now, this is the other thing that I don't know if I like the term social studies in there. Or what about if we flip it? Like, I can teach others about historical events of our past because I think when we say that, when we say I can teach others based on, after obtaining the right knowledge. Okay, so I can obtain knowledge based on my, okay, we need to think about this one, you guys. Because okay, so type it out for me, Caitlin. So I need to see the whole thing, otherwise I can't process it. So Christiana, type out what you're thinking completely, and Caitlin. Okay, that's making a little bit more sense to me. How about this? Can I add to that, Caitlin? I can teach others how about this? I love this. Okay, love where this is going. I can teach others the significance of historical events of our past. Or we don't even need to say of our past, because really historical events actually means past, right? So I can teach others the significance of historical events after obtaining the knowledge and skills needed. Something like that. Somebody type that out. Something like that. I can teach others the significance or the historical value, whatever you guys want there, after obtaining we don't even have to say after, we don't even have to use the word right, because we assume that you're going to make it right, right? After obtaining the knowledge and skills needed. Something like that. Okay, so I can teach others the significance of history after obtaining the knowledge and yes. I can teach others. Oh, okay, Belle, I like where you're going with this. I can teach others the significance of historical events after obtaining the required knowledge and skills. I want to put and skills. Do you guys like that one? So I can teach others the significance of historical events. Oh no, you guys are all saying yes now and I lost it. I can teach others the significance of historical events after obtaining the required knowledge and skills. Mic drop. Awesome. You know where this is going to be awesome, you guys, is Heritage Fair. Like, you can easily present that I can statement after you've completed Heritage Fair, right? Because Heritage Fair, you are presenting this knowledge to a community panel, right? So that's huge. So I can teach others the significance of historical events after obtaining the required knowledge and skills. Mic drop. Nice. I love it. Okay. Here we go. Third one. Well, I think historical value, Caitlin, actually means the same as significance of. Same thing. I just like the term significant. Oh, yeah, significant historical value. It's the same thing. Significance of historical events. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. The significance is actually the value. I think that's the point, Belle. Thanks for doing that, Kaylin. All right, that's Caitlin's contribution. All right, third one, you guys, almost done. Okay, this one was the huge one. This was huge, okay? I need to actually look at this one from my own computer, you guys. I can analyze, oh, see, we have another analyze. I can analyze the relationship between historical events, taking into consideration cause, effect, sequence, and connections. I love the second half of that. Consideration, taking consideration cause, effect, sequence, and connections. I love that, you guys. That is such historical thinking. Cause and effect, significance, right? Making connections. That's what really around historical thinking. I love those terms. Now, but we already now have an analyze. And I love the relationship between. So, is there another term that maybe we could use instead of analyze? How do I assess incorporate? Incorporate isn't a verb, right? Like it isn't a, I can examine. Yep, that could be a good one, Belle. I can discover. I can inspect. I don't know if I like inspect. Makes you sound, you guys sound like an exterminator or something. Okay, so again, when we use like research, Dean, right? Let's go back to that. Let's go back, you guys. Go back to here. Look at your verbs at this higher level thinking, right? Oh, look, Mr. Ross flipped it for us. I can evaluate. That might be a good one, right? Because again, evaluation is, yeah, I might like evaluate, you guys, just because again, it gives that critical thinking aspect, right? Because when you're evaluating something, you're looking at the pros and the cons, right? Between the causes and the effects and all of that. I can interpret. Yeah, I like interpret as well. Interpret might work. I can interpret the relationship between historical events. Okay, I think we got down to 2. Which one do you guys like better, interpret or evaluate? Evaluate. Okay. Jess is like, I like interpret. Yeah, assess is another good one too. Yep. So to me, when you use the term interpret, you guys, you're putting your own personal thoughts into whatever you're studying, right? Whatever you're looking at, when you're looking at that relationship. Versus when you evaluate or assess, then you look at it more with an academic viewpoint. You can still add your own personal connections, but you're going to base it on proof. Whereas interpreting, it can have that real personal feel. So I'm thinking now we need to either use assess or evaluate. Okay. All right, I say we go, my vote is evaluate. I like evaluate. Actually, I like assess too. It's totally up to you guys. Yeah, I can evaluate the relationship between historical events, taking into consideration. Okay, awesome. I think evaluate it is. Okay, perfect. Thanks for typing that up, Caitlin. So I can evaluate the relationship between historical. Okay, I'm getting so excited, you guys. taking into consideration cause, effect, sequence, and connections. Awesome. So what I will do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to type those up, and those are going to go smack dab right on our course. Okay? This is what is going to drive the rest of our semester. Okay? This is what's going to drive the rest of our semester. So anytime I go back or we go back to start looking at what we're going to be studying next, we got to go back to those statements and say, does it meet our I can statements? Okay? Because if it doesn't, then we're not doing it. All right? Now the question becomes, awesome, we have these amazing, big, broad ideas of where we want to go, right? We want to be able to analyze current events. We want to teach others the significance, and we want to evaluate the relationships between historical events. So now here's the question to you guys, right? We have to think, well, what are we going to study? What current events? What historical events? Right? We have to get down to the nitty gritty now. Now we're like, oh, now we actually have to think about what we actually want to study, right? So this is what I want to do. I'm going to create a new whiteboard, and as a class, okay, so listen, I know you guys think this is going to be super broad. What I want to do is, as a class, we need to answer the following questions. What are your interests in relation to the social studies curriculum? Now, we have to be careful here, and Belle, I'm glad you brought up ancient Egypt, okay? We are confined to a time, okay? So what I want to do is I have given you in the assignment, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go to it and I'll show you. I have given you right here, okay? I've given you a copy of the actual grade 10 social studies curriculum. These are the things that you need to notice, okay? It's Canada and the world from 1919 to the present. That's our time frame that we need to constrict ourselves to, all right? So sorry, Belle, ancient Egypt's out, right? Okay? Because what we want to do is make sure that we're not stepping on toes, right? So you'll see that we do have to have a tie-in to Canada, because it's Canada and the world. We have to look at it as, we can look at world current events, but where does Canada play into that? Okay? Absolutely. So Belle, just to give you guys a little bit of a context around what was happening in 1919, that's basically World War I. Okay? So World War I to the present is that is a lot of time. A lot of amazing stuff has happened, right, since then. Okay? So that's really what we're focusing on. Now, great. Caitlin was like, politics. Awesome. Here's a big idea, right? It's that development of political institutions. Okay? So what I want you guys to focus on is number one, okay, Canada and the world. It's got to relate to Canada. It's got to be from 1919 to the present. Secondly, if you take a look down below, here's this content, okay? You do need to focus in a little bit on that and what this might actually mean and how does it fit in, right? So exactly, we do have to, this is the other thing I want to say, we do not have to cover all of this, you guys. We do not have to cover all of this. We can choose 2 or 3 things and that's what we're going to cover, right? That sort of thing. But these are very broad. So for example, okay, so the Great Depression, right? If we find out that the Great Depression was during that time period, awesome, okay, right? Then what we have to do though is, how does Canada play into the Great Depression? What did it look like in Canada? And really, that is an economic thing, right? That sort of thing, right? Here you go. So economic development and Canada's role in a global economy, that sort of thing. So That's where you need to be. This is just to help guide you. But exactly. Maybe is the Canadian Railway something we're interested in? We're going to jot that idea. There's no bad ideas. The fur trade, is that something that interests you? Awesome. Throw it on there. This is just a guideline to help you guys. Okay? It's just a guideline. But look, there's international conflicts and cooperation, so you don't have to. Where has Canada, where have we been involved in international conflicts? That sort of thing. Okay? These are just to help guide you. So I'm going to head back here. I'm going to create a new page. So give me 2 seconds. There we go. You guys still have your whiteboard privilege. You do. All right. I want to see if we can come up with as many ideas as we can. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes. 10 minutes on you just blurt out everything that you can onto the whiteboard. Start typing ideas. What do you want to study? Okay? All of that stuff. Okay? So go ahead, start typing. You've got 10 minutes. Again, can you guys make sure that you, if you can, try to change the font or the size of your words, okay? Just so we can read it on the live screen, okay? Do it up. Go. You've got 10 minutes. There we go. I'm coming into focus. All right. Awesome, you guys. There are some fantastic ideas up here. What I'm going to do is make sure that I'm going to screen capture this, you guys, before I leave the room, just to give me an idea too of, you know, what your guys' interests are and where we can head within the semester, right? Seriously, Cassie, I love that idea. The history of poutine, that is awesome. I want you to do that for your Heritage Fair project. I think that would be an amazing Heritage Fair project. Yeah, I love it. See, stuff like this, you guys, when you start jotting down your ideas, stuff like this just comes up, right? And you're like, wow, there's no bad ideas, okay? There you go. You've got your topic. Awesome. Now, what I love is, and I know, Caitlin, you were mentioning about the Great Depression. Maybe that's something that we're super interested in, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like with the change in housing, right? Yes, Jocelyn, we are all doing Heritage Fair. Yeah, absolutely. I look at this, you guys, and you can totally, right? The changes, choose a city. Right? Caitlin, you could choose a city. How has it changed over time? Or you could do a comparison of two cities, right? How has it changed over time? Why? What is the reasoning behind it? That sort of thing. So I'm seeing lots of themes coming up here, you guys. So I love where this is going. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm going to screen capture this so I have it as a reference. And then what I'm going to do is I might even put it into the course as well. I'll make it look prettier than this. Okay. Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll kind of just play off this. You guys can, you know, maybe more ideas will be generated as time goes on, right? But I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take those I can statements, and what I think we'll do is we'll start with a little bit of skill building, right? And then we can move on to then where do your interests lie? And we can take it from there, right? I love where you guys are going with this. So I think that's, I'm actually, you know, I had more planned, you guys. I had us maybe even building a little bit more of curriculum, or not the curriculum, building some more I can statements. But I think where I see your guys' interests are going, I think they're so diverse and so broad that I'm kind of changing my mindset, that I think we'll go a little bit more project-based, right? And we'll go and let you guys discover with the skills and do it that way. Jess, I don't have a specific date yet, okay? We'll probably be starting Heritage Fair the end of February, beginning of March. That's what I think Mr. Fender and I were discussing. All right, so we'll start looking into Heritage Fair then. So I've got some ideas around what I want to do next to build up to Heritage Fair. All right, and then that's where we're gonna go. All right, so there's no, if you head back to the, like today's assignment, you guys, there's no, again, no final assessment. There's nothing that you really need to hand in, because it was just finishing off those I can statements, and I've got them written down and I'll put them into the course. But what I do want you to do is in the online text box for this assignment, the nitty-gritty of I can statements, okay? What I want you to complete is the reflection, okay? I want you to complete the compass point reflection. So we've done this before. We've done this strategy before, right? What do you still need to know? What are you still like, oh, I don't know where I'm going with this. Miss Ward, you're too broad for me, right? What are you excited about? Any suggestions for moving forward? Maybe that's suggestions on even more topics or ideas for projects, whatever it is. And maybe what are you worried about? Okay. Yes, Belle. Yeah, it'll be very similar to like last year, Belle. No, you do not have to submit the I can't statements, Dean, because I actually have them written down. So it's all good. Yeah, I know it says that in there, but don't worry about it. Our lesson kind of took a sideways turn, and that's okay. That's what happens, right? Remember I said we're just going to go with the flow. So, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to hand in anything except for your reflection, okay? I want that in the online text box, okay? Just to see where and feel you guys out where you're at. Otherwise, we are done for the morning. Fantastic class, you guys. I'm super proud of you. Be ready to get down into some critical thinking. I think that's where we're going to go next. We're going to really work on our critical thinking skills next class. All right? Okay, bye, you guys.